There is a bay along Europe's western edge where calm seas turn to chaos in a heartbeat, where winds scream through the rigging and waves rise taller than cathedrals. For centuries, sailors have feared its name, whispering it like a curse. Hundreds of ships have vanished, thousands of lives swallowed. This is no ordinary sea. This is the Bay of Biscay, Europe's deadliest storm zone on Earth. The Bay of Biscay stretches between France and Spain, a vast crescent carved into the Atlantic coast. At first sight, it is beautiful. Blue horizons, fishing boats, seabirds circling cliffs. But its beauty hides a trap. Beneath the surface, the seafloor drops sharply from shallow coastal shelves into deep ocean trenches. That sudden plunge magnifies the force of Atlantic swells, forging storms of terrifying power. For centuries, this bay was unavoidable. Merchant fleets from Bordeaux, warships from Brest, and Spanish galleons bound for the New World all passed through. They had no choice. The bay stood between Europe and the riches of the wider world. But those who sailed here knew the risk. Old sea charts marked it with warnings. Generations of fishermen told their sons, "Respect the bay, or it will claim you." The history of the region is written not only in trade and conquest, but in wreckage. Splintered hulls and drowned men scattered along the jagged coasts of Brittany and the Basque Country. The Bay of Biscay owes its deadly reputation to a cruel combination of weather and geography. Winter storms sweep in from the North Atlantic, racing eastward with unstoppable force. When they hit the bay's shallow shelves, the waves rear up, growing higher and steeper until they collapse like walls of stone. Winds howl without mercy. 40-foot waves are common. Rogue waves, liquid mountains, rise from nowhere, smashing down with the power of an earthquake. Survivors describe the chaos as a battlefield. Sails torn to ribbons, masts shattering, timbers groaning as the ocean hammers again and again. Fog compounds the danger. Thick, blinding veils drift in suddenly, swallowing the horizon. Beneath that fog lie hidden reefs and rocky promontories. One wrong bearing, and a ship is dashed to pieces on the cliffs. Coastal villages from La Rochelle to Bilbao became accustomed to wreckage washing ashore. Planks, barrels, sometimes bodies. Church bells tolled for fishermen who never returned. In the age of sail, hundreds of ships were lost. Spanish galleons heavy with treasure, French men of war, British merchants, all claimed by the bay. In the 18th century, storms could wipe out entire fleets in a single night. Local lore speaks of ghost ships glimpsed in the mist, their lanterns swinging, forever searching for safe harbor. But the terror of Biscay did not end with wooden ships. Even in the 20th century, steel cargo vessels reported decks swept clean, crews injured, and radios drowned in spray. In 1999, a massive storm struck, producing waves recorded at over 90 feet, the kind of seas that can split hulls like matchsticks. To this day, fishing boats disappear when storms rise too quickly. For the people who live along these shores, the bay is both lifeblood and executioner. It gives fish, trade, and travel, but it also takes fathers, sons, and brothers. Picture the height of a Biscay storm. Night falls. The sky is black. A galleon creaks under the weight of water as waves tower above it. Lightning splits the sky, casting white fire across the sea. Men cling to ropes slick with freezing spray. Their hands bleed. Their voices vanish in the roar of the gale. A rogue wave looms, higher than the masts. It crashes down with thunder, breaking the ship's back. In seconds, the deck is gone. Screams are swallowed by the ocean. By dawn, nothing remains but fragments drifting on the tide. To those left ashore, there is no closure, only silence and the endless voice of the storm. Today, the Bay of Biscay is still crossed daily by ferries, cargo ships, and fishing boats. Satellites track storms, steel resists the waves, and engines outmatch the wind. Yet the danger has not vanished. Storms still rise suddenly. Rescue missions still race into the darkness. And each winter, the Bay reminds Europe that it cannot be conquered. For scientists, it is a laboratory of oceanic power. For sailors, it remains a proving ground. For coastal families, it is a constant companion, provider of food, yet thief of lives. The graves along its shores stand as quiet testimony to centuries of sacrifice. The Bay of Biscay is more than geography. It is a force of nature, a symbol of human fragility before the sea's rage. The storms still rise, the waves still break, and the sea still remembers.